Hey everybody, this is Shirlene with Shirlscraftyworld.com, and welcome to my new series, From Existing Well to Living Well. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Shirlene. I am the CEO of Shirlscraftyworld, where we do all kind of crafts and we share it with the world, and I also have a store. I have been disabled now for since 2015. And before in 2014, I had a stage 3 thyroid cancer battle. I got through that. Then I had radiation treatment, which brought on other conditions, which later left me disabled. So now I am discussing these things with you and how to progress from existing well to living well, because God does not want us miserable, sick, and unable to have some type of life. Right now, I am stuck in bed. Why? Not because I want to be, but because I have two bad knees, and one of them has chosen to go out on me upon returning home from a physical just last week. I could not get up the stairs. My left leg kept giving out, and I ended up sitting on the stairs. And then when 911 came, they tried to get me to stand up, and my knee continued to give out, to the point where my foot had even turned up under me when they were trying to move me to a chair off the step. So they informed me that they couldn't leave me like that, because nobody wants the ambulance bill, don't want to go to the hospital, but I had to go because according to their protocol, they could not leave me in the home like that, because if something happened to me, they could be held liable, I guess, because they knew I couldn't walk or move or stand on my own accord. So we get to the hospital, and they basically just loaded me up with pain pills and meds and shots and x-rays, and sent me home to rest and said, stay off it as much as possible for the next week or two. So I basically been just getting on it to go to the restroom, and that's about it. I've been used to being in bed from some 30 years, 27 years ago, when I was on bed rest because I was pregnant and I was having a really bad pregnancy. Well, my son's 27 years old now, so I understand about, limited mobility and stuff like that. But anyway, I also have spinal stenosis, which is my main disability. And all the doctors that I've saw has said I need surgery on my back and my knees. But I also need to lose about 100 pounds before anybody will touch me. So when I saw my last doctor, he was like, well, actually the last two doctors, my endocrinologist, because I don't have a thyroid, they had to pull it out, and my PCP, which is my primary care doctor. Both of them told me I need to go ahead and get the gastric bypass surgery. Now, my main doctor has been telling me this for about 2 or 3 years. It's just not in my spirit to do it. And I've prayed about it, I've meditated, I've researched and all of that. I even went to one of those, like the pre-meeting that they have if you're interested. And when I went, my insurance covered everything, the blood work and everything. But the man told me, go lose 50 pounds and then come back and see me. Okay, so I'm coming to you because I need help losing weight, but you're telling me to go lose weight before you will help me. Well, if I can lose weight before you will help me, then why do I need to come see you again? I don't understand that. So what I understand is apparently they make you go lose weight first to prove that you're serious about it or whatever. And my whole mindset is, if I can lose the weight without you, then why do I need to still come to you? Yes, it will take time. I won't lose 100 pounds in 3 months, but that's fine. I didn't put on 100 pounds in 3 months. So why shock my body like that? So, plus, after the cancer battle, the last thing I want to do is go through a whole bunch of rigmarole. We talking altering your anatomy, having to take medications for vitamins and stuff, and different things you can go through. I've heard of people losing their eyesight and just all kind of stuff. I've been through enough. I feel like with the cancer, I've been through enough. I've been through enough wars. Let's put it like that. So, this series will be my journey, okay, from existing well to living well. Now, what does living well look like? What does living well look like to me? Living well to me means that I can get up and have some type of mobility. If I have to have a device, that's fine. I'm okay with a cane or a walker or a rollator, which is the rolling walker that you see the old people with, or even if I have to have some type of small scooter. I'm good with that. What I don't want to do is just exist, which means every day just here in this bed, doing nothing, not making any kind of life, just sitting here molding, passing the time away. I do not get disability, so I am on no government assistance at all. I am strictly under the care of my loving husband who goes to work every day. But he is soon to retire in 2 to 3 years. So I need to make my own way. And I am not unable to do this because I have a master's in business. So I know how to hustle. I know how to work it. Okay, I'm not unintelligent in this way. So, hold on. I have to switch hands because I might even be having some carpal tunnel in my hand now. It's always one thing after another, isn't it? So anyway, I will be covering my journey from existing well to living well. Living well to me is being more mobile, being more involved in life, doing more than just existing in my bed, in my room, in my house, on my street, and not being able to really reach out too much. I enjoy talking to people on the internet and virtually and all of that, but I also am a people person. I really am. I'm an extrovert. And so I love interacting with people, period. Other human beings besides the hubs. And so this will be my journey on losing the weight, because I do want to lose the weight. My journey on learning to live well, eating healthier. I don't eat unhealthy. I've been mostly plant-based, but I thought I could go vegan, and nah. Shirlene like meat. I like chicken too much. Chicken and shrimp. So I won't be vegan, but I will be more highly plant-based, and I will share that with you. I'll share with you like some of my favorite green smoothies. I'll share with you some of the supplements that I take, like my glucosamine, how I'm dealing with all the ailments I have. I have arthritis, I have spinal stenosis, I have PCOS, I've had interstitial cystitis, I have high blood pressure, I have morbid obesity, I have bad knees, and the list goes on and on and on and on. And I have need of medical supplies that I'm trying to raise money to obtain. So, that is what this series will be about. From existing well to living well for Shirlene. And if it helps you in some kind of way, that's all the more too. So in all honesty, I'm going to be transparent because it ain't nothing to be ashamed of. Tomorrow can be better than today. So today my weight was 353 pounds. It has gone up. I was holding at 340 for the longest, but I think because I'm in bed and I'm not moving as much, in 3 weeks I put on 13 pounds. That is scary, but I know that's because of the PCOS. Half of that could be water too, because I'm trying to drink my water as much as possible. And I'm on medications. I'm on pain meds still, so that might have some effect as well. I don't get caught up with the numbers. It's how I feel when I feel good in my own skin. And right now, I am tired of dragging this weight around. And I will tell you that I put on this weight as a child. I am a molested child survivor. Okay. So as a child, I put on the weight as protection of not being molested ever again in my life, because it was the worst experience. It was from a family member, someone that we trusted, and even told me if I told, nobody would believe me, which was everyone's initial reaction. So I felt even more isolated until a doctor verified what I was saying, and then all of a sudden everybody's running around and trying to fix it and trying to make sure I'm no longer in danger. So it is something that has been with me since I was 12 years old. I have been chubby, fat, pleasantly thick, whatever you want to call it, curvy, whatever. Until now, as of last week, my doctor says I'm classified as morbidly obese. And it's because of my height. I'm a shorty. I'm only 4'11". So this is a lot of weight for a 4'11" frame. And technically, I'm not supposed to be more than like 125 pounds. So I am probably 200 pounds overweight. Now, I've been through a lot in my life, and I'm not going to drag you through it all. But over the years, I have been through a lot. And it has weighed on me. It has weighed on me. And I think I learned to turn to food for comfort through it all. And it wasn't probably 10 or 12 years ago, I went to a psychiatrist because I was severely depressed. And she told me that I was a food addict. So I then stopped eating and I started shopping. Then I became a shopping addict. So then I realized I have addictive behaviors, so I have to be very careful with myself. If I see myself becoming too wrapped up in something, then that's not positive, I should say. Then I need to pull back. And I have been praying and asking God to help me deal with the addictive behaviors, and it's probably because everything I've been through in my life. But I'm learning now that I'm 51 years old. I've crossed that 50 mark. I want to live well the rest of the time that I have, whether it's a day or 10, 20, 30 years. I want to see my son do well, my daughter do well. I want to see I want to spend some time with my granddaughter. She's 2, turning 2 tomorrow. And so that means, 18 more years, she'll be 20. I'd like to see her grow up. I like to see her get through her, schooling years and find out what she's going to be, because she's high energy, but she's also got an attitude that to be. And I've had to tell my son, back in the day, they'd be like, oh, you need to beat that out of him or whatever. But I told him, I said, a smart pastor once said that you are born for the time that you are needed in. And I told him, we live in a very dark world, and she needs that attitude to help her get through this dark world. So let her have her attitude, but also teach her how to be a lady and how to be gracious. But she will kick your butt and gut you if you mess with her. And I know that sounds extreme. It really does, because back in my day, we went outside and played. Long as you was in the house by the time the street lights turned on, we drank water out of a hose, out of the garden hose. I mean, all the stuff, back in the day, we didn't have to worry about being snatched and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole different world now, Kids are scared to go to school because of shootings, and there's so so much. And I cover all my children, but I cover my granddaughter in prayers and angels and everything, because it's just hard raising a child in this day and time. It really is. And when I say hard, I mean just with so much that's going on. But you guys have options that our parents didn't have, like homeschooling and stuff. But you also got to be committed to that. I homeschooled my son for a year when we transitioned from Arizona to Connecticut, and it was work. Let me tell you, it was. I thought a 9 to 5 was work. Homeschooling was work, because you got to be the teacher, you got to, be the parent, you got to mark the pages and make sure they understand the concept, and and some people think it's okay and some people didn't. At the time, it was still a fairly new thing, but I've always been a non-traditionalist. I am a rebel at heart. I really am. It's just that I don't walk around, I don't belong to a gang, never been in a gang. I didn't even pledge for a sorority. I just and not saying that a sorority is a gang. I've never just been part of a big group of anything. So I think it's because I am a rebel. I know when I get done, when I'm through, I'm through. I want to move on. And I call that the Aquarius in me, because we get bored quick as Aquarians. And so you have to be, we're spontaneous, and you have to keep us exciting. You have to keep us interested. Otherwise, we moving on, really, truthfully, because we just, we get bored quick. So anyway, but I just want to bring you along on my journey, and hopefully you can grab something, some kind of tidbit from it to help you along your way. And know that if you have a made up mind, you can do anything. So I'm in bed. I got a bad knees, and I got to lose 100 pounds. Watch me do it. All right. So this was pretty much an introduction. Next week I will be filming weekly. Next week will be what's my plan. Okay? Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So what's my plan? And I will share that with you. My supplements, my exercises, all of that. So we can start getting this thing on the road. I hope that you are being blessed. Know that you are here for a reason. If you are here this day, God got you here for a reason. There is no weapon formed against you can prosper. You can do all things through Christ. So just all three through Christ who strengthens you. So the joy of the Lord is your strength. So grab onto the strength that you need and to help you conquer this. And remember that when you do this, it is not just for you. It is a testimony for others. Because by no means are you ever the only person in the world in that situation. So let your light shine that others may see, follow Christ, and be able to be delivered as well. And at least be inspired to be delivered and to live well. I hope you all are blessed, and I'll talk to you next week. This is Shirlene from Shirlscraftyworld.com, and from existing well to living well. Be blessed.